what's up, y'all? Dick CT here. This is gonna be a return to the movie reviews. It's been a while, so it's gonna be a movie review talking about Invictus, starring Matt Damon and Matt Damon, Morgan Freeman, and directed by Clint Eastwood. One of the things that the interesting thing about Invictus is, I think it's I think honestly, it's probably one of my top three movies. It's one of my top movie. Actually, one of my top three Clint Eastwood movies. Probably his top three. One of the best, I think one of the best stories I think Clint Eastwood has ever told as a director. One of his best. The story is about Nelson Mandela, who Morgan Freeman playing against Nelson Mandela, who plays a part very well. George Schwarzenegger, the captain of the South Africa's rugby team. Francois Pioneer, played by Matt Damon, and both played the roles pretty well. And then they helped to unite the country. He's trying to unite them as he looks at this team and says, "You know what? This is America. This team needs something. This country needs something to rally upon." And he looks at the rugby team and says, "You know what? Let me look at this let me use this as to a way to unite this country, a way to unite South Africa from its, racially and economic dividing of apartheid." And the story is basically it's a mix of politics and a mix of every type of cliche sports story about the underdogs actually winning. And I think it tells the story pretty well, even though the story has been told time in, time out. I think it's probably one of the best sports movies for a sport that's not really relevant here in this country. And they really show it pretty well. I mean, they treat the sport of rugby pretty well. I mean, it introduces to it, and hopefully maybe it can actually jumpstart rugby league in this country. Probably not, but the sport's interesting. Very interesting, and the way, and I really like the fact that it's just the other characters as well. I mean, there's a lot of other characters, the security force and everything else. These guys really, I don't know their names, but they played really well. Including the head black guy and the head white guy. These two played each other off pretty well. It was a very good movie. I give this movie an 8. Right up there. I think it's probably my top 3 movies. Aside from, let's see, Glorious Bastards and District 9, I think this movie ranks right up there. And right around Oscar time as well, because I think this is a very good movie. If not one of the best movies Matt Damon's been around, or Morgan Freeman. I think this is a very good movie. It's a story that we all know and love, but I think it shows a little twist. I mean, they tell it in their own version of it, and I think it's a very good way to do it. And I really, it's just something about this. I mean, you leave the theater thinking like, wow, this really movie has touched me, and the way it has the way that Nelson Mandela was pretty smart in that aspect of motivating this team. He saw that if we can unite this team, if you can, not this team, but this country, if he used the rugby team, if they can win, why not? Why not have this country come together, closely together? And you know what? It's very good, and hopefully one day we will actually see a true Nelson Mandela story. Because I really think his life is very interesting, and hopefully, maybe in a couple years we might have to see this, and that's probably one of my negatives in the films. Like, Nelson Mandela's one a very good character. Why not have a true biopic about him? And I think Clint Eastwood would have been an interesting thing, and have three actors. I don't know what the three actors who will play him as a young man. I think the old guy, the old man that's the president. I think Morgan Freeman would be played perfectly. I think he played very good Nelson Mandela. He looks very much like him. I would like to see that. That would have been a heck of a story. And including there was a very good scenes with Matt Damon's character. I'm sorry for spoilers, but if you had to go, don't screw it. You had to go and see the movie yourself. I'm not going to spoil this for you. Go see it. It's a very good film. I expect nominations. Freeman and Damon will be nominated for Best Actor, Supporting Actor, Best Directors. Nod will go to Clint Eastwood. And hopefully, I think maybe in a couple years from now, we might actually see Nelson Mandela, a true documentary with him, a biopic, because I think his story is probably one of the most interesting stories out there. Maybe there is one. Someone can email me, video response, or give a comment. But honestly, that would be a lot more interesting to have a Nelson Mandela story. Yeah. Dixie T here. Once again, go see Invictus. I give this an 8.0. A very good, if not great movie. Go and see it. I think this is something, something that you can go see. It is very uplifting. And you can actually take your family. You can take, see, it's rated PG-13. There are some brief languages, so if you're going to take a kid, at least take like a 14, 15-year-old kid. At least someone who's like a 14, 15-year-old kid. But there are some violent scenes and some strong language and things like that. So, and it's a 2-hour long movie, but I didn't feel it. I really liked the entire movie. So yeah, and hopefully this is not gonna be hopefully I can start doing movie reviews again, and because a lot of people like my movie reviews, God knows why. Hopefully my next movie review probably be The Air Up There, or maybe Avatars. Maybe I might see that movie. So yeah, that's gonna probably be the next one, Avatar. So yeah, Dixie T here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. One.